Hello everyone. Hashtag feed your skills. Hashtag let's learn and grow together. Hashtag IGP. Yes. So welcome to our another brand new episode, webinar number 684, sponsored by Institute of Global Professionals. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to our Institution of Global Professionals International Free Webinar. So thank you so much for joining with us in this live session, and please stay with us till the end of the webinar. My dear lovely audience, once again, I'm your host, Nasrin Nisha from Bangladesh. And it's my humble request to all of our participants, please share this live session in your newsfeed or your timelines. Also, don't forget to tag, share, and mention your friends in our comment box. Mention at least your 5 friends in our comment section. So, dear participants, you can also share in your timeline, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, all the social media you are using. So, my dear lovely audience, let's learn together and grow together because we believe that power is gained by sharing knowledge, not holding it. Okay, right now we have so many participants who have joined from YouTube and Facebook and commenting in our comment box. Thank you so much for joining with us. And I'm requesting once again and again, please share with your family members, your colleagues, and invite them to our Institute of Global Professionals to learn. Okay, so dear participants, I'm sure that you all will have many takeaways and payoffs from this webinar. Each time you can give a react and comment in our comment box. And don't forget to give a thumbs up or react to our Facebook official page and subscribe our YouTube channels. And we have a new page for our junior learners, that is IGP Kids. So also please give a thumbs up to our new page. Yes. All right, so let's check our comment box first. Thank you so much, Ma'am Isaiah, for sharing this live session. And please invite your friends to our program, live program right now. Thank you, Sir Joseph, for mentioning. Thank you, Sir Sanjay, for commenting. And Christine, thank you so much for joining. We have Ma'am Janine Borja. Good afternoon, ma'am. Ma'am Girly May. Good afternoon, Ma'am Charlene Manguchi. Good afternoon, ma'am. All right, sir. Ma'am Christine. Okay, Ma'am Nancy. We have Ma'am Isak. Yes, sir, Isak. Watching from Facebook. All right, Ma'am Cruzon. Watching from Philippines. Thank you for joining with us. Ma'am Angelina. Okay, join from YouTube. Thank you for joining. We have Ma'am Jelly, Sir Alex Alvarez. Thank you so much for joining with us, Ma'am Milver. Thank you so much, Ma'am Ria. Okay, thank you so much, Ma'am Nancy, Sir Compass. Okay, Ma'am Gloria, Sir Joseph, Ma'am Gemma Rivera, Sir Ace Canto, Ma'am Evelyn, Ma'am Christine. Okay, thank you so much for joining, and please uh, share this your newsfeed, and when you're done with sharing, please comment in your comments. I'm waiting. Okay, I want to see the comment that you have done with share. Okay. Thank you so much, Sir Noel, for commenting. We have. Okay, sir. What are the instructions for getting? So, okay, you have to attend our live program till the end. You have to attend the speaker presentation, all the segment. Then finally, we'll share the code, so then you can get your certificates from our website with the code. And if you don't have any account in our website, you can visit, but you cannot do anything functionally. So we have to create an account in our website, and after the program, when you share the code, you can collect your certificates with the code from our website. All right. So, dear participants, we have so many participants from different time zones and places. So allow me give a little concept to share with you for our new participants. Yes. Okay, so IGP is an ISO certified international educational training institute. Yes, IGP is a non-profit educational institute that provides and serves students and community resources, providing holistic social work and education for create a proficient generation all over the world. We make it get it able to use for every knowledge seeker to originate their personality, more ambitious, make confident to face any circumstance and develop their own skills. Yes, we are entrusted with international recognition. IGP is leading on online development skills, institute of thousands of learners worldwide. We believe that it's not effective to increase one's skills just by acquiring formal education. So we provide effective training and consultation to generate proficient generation all over the world. Okay, and IGP organized webinar, online, offline courses, etc. by best and train speakers from all over the world to create a best learning platform for all of you. And our mission is empower people, our youth, and enhance. And every day, IGP provide free lifetime membership certificates among our participants, and it depends on your active participations. Yes, so be active in our comment box in our live station. Okay, and we have our speaker presentation, quiz competition, the most highlighting part of our program, and we have our Q&A session where you can ask and desire your knowledge you want to know that from our speaker. Yes, and today we have our honorable speaker from Philippines. So be ready to learn to new get to know something new from our speaker. Yes. Okay, so let's start our program with IGP's mantra that is feed your skills. So once again, let me remind all of you, don't forget to tag, share, and mention at least your 5 friends in our comment box. All right, so we have successfully completed our 683 number webinar, and today I'm presenting webinar number 684. The topic is career management and development. Yes, and we have a speaker today. She was disconnected for a while, but we will wait for her. She'll come. She joined. She talked with us. So we will wait for a while. When she comes, we will start the program. So meantime, don't forget to tag, share, and comment in our comment box, dear participants. Okay. All right. So let's welcome our honorable speaker from Philippines, Ma'am Ruby Bukat. She is an instructor in University of Baguio SBEA. Okay. Hello, ma'am. Good afternoon.
Hi, good afternoon. Good afternoon to everyone.
I was so scared when you disconnected.
I got disconnected because there was a brief power interruption and so I had to reconnect. So I'm glad I was able to reconnect and I'm glad it was just a brief power interruption.
But that time, my heart was beating like this way.
I'm, s- I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
It's okay. So you are here. So we are ready to hear you. Ready to get to know on the topic. You want to share all the insight about topic. So the platform is all yours. Here is your presentation. So you can start your presentation, ma'am.
Okay.
We're ready to hear you. Yes.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Thank you. So, a pleasant afternoon to each and everyone. I know we are from different parts of the world, so others are probably just done with their lunch, while others, just like me from the Philippines, just had their brief afternoon snacks. So I hope you are ready to listen to a very brief but interesting discussion. So this is on career management and development. I usually discuss career management and development with college students. And from time to time, I also do this for senior high school students, but it's a different set of audience today since many of you here are already in the workplace. Nevertheless, I hope that whatever I get to share to you today will be able to help you in your respective career. So, in the first few slides, please allow me to give some definition of terms. I hope you don't get bored by it. And I'm sure some of you already are aware of the different terms, but just to recall what these different words are and what they mean. And of course, I'll be discussing how important this will be in our discussion. So, the first term that we have here is the term career. So, some of you here have already identified what career they are in, while others are still in the process of setting up their career path. So the first term is career, and this is defined as an individual's journey of lifelong learning, working, extensive training, and learning new skills. So the key term and important phrases are written in yellow fonts for us to remember the term career. So as mentioned in this statement, it is it has something to do with lifelong learning, working. So in short, this is something that we do for a very long period of time. So if we have just started with work, we cannot really say that this is already considered as career. We don't know. We might be transferring or we might be shifting to another career at a later time, right? So, especially for those who just graduated from college. Okay, so in some books, authors will say that you can only determine whether this is already your career or not in 3 years, while other authors would say that career is something that you've been doing for uh, at least 5 years. I've been trying to look for a literature that would establish the number of years, the real number of years, but the many resources that I was able to find, some say three, while others say five. So maybe at an average around 4 years, whatever it is that we're doing can be considered as our career. Another definition given here is it is a professional occupation that you pursue for a significant period of your life. So again, we emphasize the amount of time that you spend in a particular occupation or job before you can really consider it as a career. And the last definition given here, by the way, my references are cited at the end of the presentation. It refers to the progress and actions you have taken throughout the working years of your life. So again, we're talking about a long period of time, especially as they relate to your occupation. So there are many things that we do. Okay, so let's say, for example, for teachers, what are the different things or actions taken that are related to their occupation? So teachers do training, they attend seminars, conferences, they author books, they write researches or they embark on research activities. All are related to their occupation. So it's not just teaching. There are things that we do beyond teaching, and that's part of our occupation. So later we will see what is now that what will be the effect on career management and development. It is comprised of the different jobs you have held. Okay, so let's say, for example, when we talk about the teacher, okay, again, there might have been different jobs that this person have held throughout his career as a teacher, and that's why you call that person a teacher or has a career in education. So the teacher might have been an advisor in research. The teacher might have acted as mentor. The teacher might have been an academic researcher or a trainer. So these are the different jobs that you might have held while you are in teaching. So there are other tasks like being an advisor for student organizations, okay, and many others that are again no, related to your occupation. There are also different titles that you might have earned, and uh, yeah, the titles that you have earned over a long period of time. So again, going back to our teachers, for example, those who are teaching in basic education, you start as a teacher and then you move up the ladder until you become master teacher. So different levels. I'm sure between teacher and master teacher there are other levels. In tertiary education, okay, so we begin as an instructor. After a considerable period of time and after satisfying the requirements, you become an assistant professor, then an associate professor, then a full-fledged professor. Nevertheless, you are still in the field of education. Okay? You're still in the field of education. So that's still your career. Regardless of the titles, you're still in that particular field or career. I'm sure in other occupations and other professions, they also have different titles which they earn throughout their career life. So, work you have accomplished also over a long period of time, that's also on career. So, looking at those definitions given, we can say that career has something to do with something that we do for a long period of time. It's not something that we do only for a few months or few weeks, okay, or maybe a year. It's something that we really do for a long period of time. So for those of you who are here right now, okay, of course, you know how many years you already have spent in your respective occupations. Can you see that you already have uh, a specific and concrete career path? Have you established already a career? Okay, based on the number of years that you've been in your chosen profession. Yeah, so you might want to answer my question and type them on our chat box, whether you're joining us through YouTube or through Facebook. Another term that we look into as part of today's discussion is career management. So this is a process that enables the employees to better understand their career skills, develop and give direction to it, and use those skills and interests most effectively both within and outside the organization. So, as we manage our career, it's not something that we do only for the company. We also do it for ourselves. More importantly, as we progress, okay, some of us might choose to leave the organization we're currently at. Whatever we have learned, okay, through all those activities, we will now bring it with us. So regardless of the new career that we might venture into or we might get ourselves into, okay, what's important is that we have a better understanding of our skills and we know how to use them not only for ourselves but also for the organization. Another definition given here is that it includes activities initiated. This is very important because some people ask, whose task or responsibility is career management? So here is an answer. It includes activities initiated by either the individual or the employer or both to boost their progress or promotional prospects. So in some organizations, managers discuss to their employees the succession plan of the organization. This is one way to encourage their people to be actively involved in managing their career. The resulting impact can be to enhance status, improve conditions, and increase job satisfaction. So, why are we joining activities that will help improve our careers. It is, of course, to enhance our status. So when you enter the teaching field, for example, you're not just a teacher, okay, for the rest of your life. I'm referring to the status or the position. So of course, you look forward to being promoted. You look forward to getting a higher rank because a higher rank also means better benefits for you as an individual. And that's also the reality even in other professions. Okay, so to enhance your status, to improve your condition, and of course, to increase job satisfaction. There are so many studies revealing that career management impacts the job satisfaction of employees in the organization. Many studies prove or show that when the organization helps their employees manage their career, they are more satisfied with their job. Okay, so as I've said earlier, there's a question as to whose task or responsibility is career management. So let us go over the summary, okay, presented in this illustration. So on the first column, you see there the employee. As I have said earlier, it's also the responsibility of the employee to manage his own career. Okay, so let's go over the first column. So first, accept responsibility for directing career. The best person who knows you is you. Okay, so you're the best person when it comes now to knowing your own direction. Okay, so you have to direct your own career. No one is going to do that for you unless you want your manager to direct your own career. You want other people to direct your own career and you don't have any say at all, then you'll never be happy. So you might as well direct your own career. You take part in it. Of course, you need other people's help, but you take an active part in managing or directing your career. Next is assess interest, skills, and values. While you are working, you get to somehow learn more about yourself. You get to learn more about yourself. You get to discover a lot of things, and that will now include what your interests are. So, part of that would, of course, be assessing now your interest. What are my interests? And this is perhaps one of the reasons why some people, even after many years of working in an organization, they decide to transfer to another company. Or after working in one occupation, okay, or after handling one occupation for several years, they shift to another career. Why? Because during the time that they were working, they get to discover something new about themselves. They might have realized new interests. Okay, they probably realize this is not what I am cut for. Okay, there may be other things that they're more interested in, and that's what they're going to pursue. They also get to assess their skills. As an employee, it's important to assess your skills. You have to be honest to yourself. Okay, you have to be very honest to yourself in terms of what you can do and what you cannot do. So if you think that there are things that at present you're really weak at and you know that it's going to help you in your career, it's important to develop that particular skill. And then, of course, you also get to assess your values. What do you think are the things that are right or wrong? What are the things that you think are acceptable and not acceptable? You get to discover that also along the way. Not that you were not able to discover this in the past. It's just that somehow you'll see some changes in the way that you view yourself and you view your environment. And that's perfectly normal. Next, seek out career information and resources. Seek out career information and resources. You have to actively do this. You have to actively seek for career information and resources, not only within your organization. Okay? You can go online, you can ask friends, you can ask family members, you can ask your mentors. Okay? You can even ask your current employers regarding career information and resources. Like, you're probably looking forward to undergoing training related to your current job, okay, and many others. So you can do that on your own. Next is to establish goals and career plans. Again, this is something that only you can do for yourself. Maybe others would help and guide you in establishing your goals and career plans, but at the end of the day, what matters here is, what do you want to do? What do you want to pursue? What career do you want to pursue? What are your goals? Things that you want to do for yourself, things that you want to accomplish. And then utilize development opportunities, especially those that can be provided to you by your employers. But how about me, ma'am? I'm not yet employed. I'm still in the process of looking for an employment. So, how can I utilize development opportunities? Development opportunities abound. There are so many around us. It's just really a matter of getting interested and grabbing that opportunity. When the pandemic happened, many of the trainings available were done online and for free, just like the seminars provided by IGP. I'm sure many of us want to learn more. Many of us are always hungry for knowledge, and we try to look for ways by which we can get that. So there are many development opportunities. If your employers offer them, go ahead and take advantage. So let's say, for example, there are institutions that even pay for the education of their employees. Say, for instance, if their employees are interested to, let's say, for instance, enroll in graduate studies, some institutions send their employees, okay, all expense paid by the organization or partially subsidized by the organization. Doesn't matter. These are development opportunities that we can take advantage of. Another is to talk with manager about career. I'm sure some of you are saying right now that's easier said than done. Yes, I agree. This is something that's easier said than done. Not many of us are open. Not many of us can easily open up to our managers and discuss about careers. But if we're in a situation where our managers can or if our managers are the type of people that we can easily approach and discuss career topics with, then why not? Let us talk about career with our managers. They might be able to help us out. Next is follow through on realistic career plans. Maybe some of us have career plans that, though they are good, they might not be realistic given our current conditions. Because what could be realistic to someone may not be realistic to others. I'm referring to our career plans. Some career plans may be realistic to some, others might not be realistic. So it's important to have that follow through on realistic career plans. At some point, we reach a level where we try to look back, okay, and check how far we have gone so far, and then maybe at this time we can also reflect, okay, and then make decisions. At a certain point, we try to ask ourselves, is this really the direction that I would like to pursue? Or are there things that I would like to do? Okay, so that's on the part of the employees. Now we go to the manager. So, of course, the manager plays a very important role in career management. So, provide timely performance feedback. So, do our managers provide feedback? It's very important. And when we say timely, okay, when they perform, let's say, for example, evaluation, then they have to immediately inform us of the results of our evaluation so that we can identify what our strengths are, what our weaknesses are, and hopefully we can work out on those weaknesses and turn them into our strengths. So when there are complaints, for example, from our customers, then we have to deal with that immediately. So if it involves a specific employee in the organization, I'm talking to those who are managers here, to our supervisors who are present now. So if there are complaints, for example, from customers regarding a particular uh, employee, okay, then maybe we can investigate, and if there's reality into it, there's basis to such complaint, then let's talk to our employees about it. Okay, or let's say, for example, employees who also share opinions about their fellow employees, as long as there's basis and you think that this is going to impact the way they do work, then it's important to provide that feedback so that we will immediately find solutions to whatever problems are present. Next is to provide development assignments and support. Let us also try to challenge our employees. Again, to all managers out there, okay, it's important also to challenge our employees. This is now to help them improve. This is to help them grow. And dear employees, do not hate your managers or your supervisors or your superiors when they give you something that is intended to help you develop and grow as an individual in the organization. But then again, managers, do not forget also that when you give them something challenging, provide support where necessary. Okay? Next, participate in career development discussions. So, as I've said earlier, not many find it easy to open up to their managers about career, anything about career. Okay, but if it is possible for the manager to participate in collegial discussions where the career of their employees can be discussed, then that's what they should do. Again, this is not only for the employee, it will benefit also the organization. Okay, so I'm sorry for the background. There's some noise in the background. Please bear with me. Okay, and then the next one is support employee development plans. Again, some of you might say this is easier said than done. Supporting employee development plans. I'm sure some of us have already experienced not getting that support from our employers. Okay, nevertheless, if we're looking at it from the perspective of managers, for those of you who are attending this activity today and you are managers or you are in a position where you're capable of supporting your employees when it comes now to career development, then please do so. Please help them. Please support them. And then another would be the organization. The organization also plays a very important role in career management. So, what exactly are the responsibilities of the organization? One would be on communicating mission, policies, and procedures. This will enable the employee understand the organization more. And hopefully, this will also help the employee appreciate the work that he has. And in the process, will try to or will do his best to improve in his chosen career. Another is to provide training and development opportunities. I'm sure many of our organizations provide different types of training and development opportunities. But I'm also sure that not all of them are appreciated by the employees for many different reasons. But the point here is it is important for the organization to provide such because, again, let me reiterate on this, whatever development will be achieved by the employee is not only going to benefit the employee, it's also going to benefit the organization and all the other stakeholders. The next one is to provide career information and career program. As mentioned in the first column, the employee should seek career information and resources. So, as such, we expect the organization to provide this information to their employees and then offer a variety of career options. Offer them to your employees. Do not be selfish. Okay? If there are ways by which you can help your employees, let's say, for example, succeed, not necessarily in your organization, maybe another organization, uh, you can also do that. Organizations that are open and truly care, okay? Organizations that truly care for the truly care for the welfare of their employees, support them even if the employees would express their intention of shifting to another career or moving to another organization. If that's one option you can give them, why not? Okay. Or let's say, for example, other organizations also offer, let's say, for example, how do you call this? Early retirement. So some organizations offer handsome early retirement packages. And this is to encourage their employees to consider other career, okay, or just to enjoy retirement at an early age. So those are the things that they can do when it comes now to different career options. Next is on career planning. So another term that I would like to discuss with you would be on career planning. Later, you will see the relevance of all these terms in today's discussion. So, career planning is defined as the process of discovering educational training and developmental activities or professional opportunities that suit your interests, passions, and goals. So, again, on opportunities, activities that will help you improve in your career. But career planning is that particular stage where you are still trying now to discover all this. And then it also refers to the process of planning career choices. Usually, the younger you are, the more confused you are when it comes now to career choices. I'm sure many of you who are here right now went through that same problem, especially when you were still in high school and college, where you had to start plotting your career path. In fact, even for those who already have started working and have not really found their niche yet, if they haven't found their niche yet, then they're still in the process of career planning, establishing career objectives, and deciding on educational and developmental programs to improve the skills required to achieve their career objectives. So it's important to know your direction because only then can you decide also on what should I be doing at this point. This is the thing that I want to achieve. So what should I be doing at this point? So let's say, for example, you wanted to become an accountant. But of course, you cannot be an accountant unless, or you cannot practice that profession unless you have taken the board exam. So to pass the board exam, what should you be doing? Or you want, let's say, for example, to become a licensed professional teacher. So you cannot be one, especially those who are in the Philippines, you cannot be one unless you have taken the licensure examination for teachers. So assuming that you already know that that is your path. Okay, so let's say as early as being in college, you already knew that teaching is what you wanted to do after graduation. But then again, we'll have to comply with certain requirements. And in the Philippines, that's one of the requirements, especially if you wanted to teach in basic education. You have to be a licensed professional teacher. But before you can be one, you have to take the licensure examination for teachers. So that's part of career planning. Okay, that's part of career planning. For some, they really start early. And lucky for those who were able to achieve the path that they have started to draw even when they were younger. But for the others, I'm sure you went through this. There was something that you really wanted to do, but due to some circumstances, okay, it could be some financial problems in the family, or let's say influence of peers or friends. So from one ambition to another. Okay, so sometimes we find ourselves in that situation also. But once you already know what you wanted to do, it will be easier now for you to identify what are the things that I have to do. What are the things that I have to accomplish so that I can achieve now my career objectives. So, as I've said, I'll be showing you what is the relationship now of career management and career planning to career development. So we have defined career management, we have defined career planning, and as you can see in this illustration, they are important overall. Okay, they're important when it comes now to career development. And what do researchers say about the relationship of career development, career management, and career planning? We will see that later on. I was able to find some studies, okay, showing us now the relationship of these three. Meanwhile, let us go over the definition of career development. So, career development is defined as the process of choosing a career, improving your skills, and advancing a career path. Again, the term lifelong is presented in this definition. It is a lifelong process of learning and decision making that brings you closer to your ideal job, skill set, and lifestyle. So, in the process of planning your career, you actually identify what kind of lifestyle do I want for myself? How about for my family? Okay, so that becomes now part of the process. This is the process of self knowledge, exploration, and decision making that shapes your career. It requires successfully navigating your occupational options. Let me reiterate on that phrase. It requires successfully navigating your occupational options. Okay, to choose and train for jobs that suit your personality, skills, and interests. So that's career development. In fact, uh, it could be part of your career development plan to transfer from one company to another. That could be part of your career development plan. So let's say, for example, from a specific position in one company, and now you want to, let's say, occupy a higher position, but there's no opportunity in your company, but you see that opportunity elsewhere. Okay, so you decide to leave your company and move to another, as long as, of course, you're qualified. And if you land on that job, that's part of career development. Okay, so let's say, for example, from an ordinary bank personnel, let's say maybe a bank clerk, but there has been no opportunity for the past few years in your bank, and you wanted to somehow, occupy a higher position, and you found a higher position available in another bank. So you decide to transfer. And this time, from an ordinary bank clerk, let's say you become now a bank teller or loans officer or the branch operating officer. That's still part of what we call now career development. So you're still in that career that you have chosen. You have chosen a career in banking, but of course, you don't remain as a teller for the rest of your life. So you look forward to becoming the branch manager. You're probably looking forward to occupying a higher position in let's say, for example, in the main office, not just in the branch, but this time you're looking forward to, let's say, occupying a higher position in the main office. And that's part of career development. Of course, before you can be promoted, you have to be qualified. But how can you be qualified? You have to work towards qualifications, okay, or improving your qualifications. So let's say, for example, to become a bank manager, just an example, to become a bank manager, if it requires that you should have, let's say, an MBA, then let's say if you don't have that yet, then why not consider enrolling in the graduate school to get yourself an MBA? Okay? Because remember, your goal is to move up the organizational ladder. And for you to do that, you have to improve on your educational qualification and also to improve on your skill sets. Okay, so as mentioned earlier, there are studies that show us that there is, in fact, a relationship among the three: career planning, career management, and career development. So here are some sample studies that I was able to find. Okay. So Chetana and Das Mohapatra in 2017, okay, emphasize that career planning and career management have a positive and significant influence on career development. Why am I sharing this? It's because you might be asking, what could be now the relationship of those three terms that were defined: career management, development, and planning. The second research that I was able to find was that of Raman Khan and Anwar. Okay, so the research emphasized that career planning along with career management are very important roots of the career development, which further engenders career commitment and career satisfaction. If you remember earlier, I made mention about satisfaction. So their study supports what I have mentioned earlier about the importance of career management when it comes now to satisfaction among employees. And another study that I was able to find is that of Adekola in 2011. In his study, okay, he mentioned career planning and career management have an influence on career development. So these are actual and published researches on career management and development. So they are very much related to each other. Career planning and career management being very important elements when it comes now to career development. Okay, so in managing our career, it is important to, of course, determine at what particular stage, okay, are we currently in, if any? Okay. So before we can go further when it comes now to career management and career development, it's important to understand the different career stages. So again, different books will have different ways of presenting the different career stages, but these are the most common career stages, or this is what I have seen among all the different literatures that I have gone through. Okay, these are the most common terms they use for the different career stages. But before I present the different career stages, let me just mention that although usually when we talk about career stages, usually when we talk about different career stages, one of the factors we consider would be age. So, in many different books and online sources that I have gone through, there are uh, usual age range, okay, considered when we talk about the different career stages. But let me emphasize that though there are typical age ranges for these different career stages, this is not really fixed. There are many reasons why, okay, and that's what I'm going to go over. So as I've said, although they consider each stage within a particular age range, this may not be true to everyone. I'll give you an example. The first stage is within the age 21 to 25. That's what many books would say. It's between 21 to 25. But then again, the age range would the stage we are currently in would depend on so many different factors. So we may not really be in the same career stage even if we are of the same age. Okay? So let me go over why age may vary. Okay. Prior to the implementation of the K to 12 here in the Philippines, because other countries this was already a practice for a very long time, but only recently was the K to 12 adopted here in the Philippines. So prior to the implementation of the K to 12 here in the Philippines, many of our graduates finish college at the age of 20 or 21, sometimes even younger. Sometimes even younger. You'll be surprised, before there were those who finished college at the age of 18 or 19. You may be asking why. Well, there are many reasons why they graduate early. It is possible that they went to school early. That's one. In some cases, some students get promoted or accelerated because they are academically talented, they are academically proficient. So there were instances, for example, that you might have encountered friends or family who skipped a particular grade level. So, for example, someone in grade 3, okay, joining the fifth grade in the succeeding school year. Why? Maybe this individual has been promoted because of exceptionally high grades. And when that happens quite often, then it's no longer surprising that they get to finish their college at an earlier age. Okay? So that's another reason. So of course, when they graduate at 19 or 18 or 19, then they also start looking for work at that particular age. So exploration for them started at 18 or 19, not necessarily 21, as some books may say about the exploration stage. Okay? Another reason why the age may not be the same for all of us. Again, the very reason why I'm discussing this with you is because later on, I'll mention the typical age range of each career stage. And you might be wondering, why am I not part of that particular stage when I'm in that particular age? Okay, our situations may not be the same. Our situations may not be the same at all times. So, apart from others getting to finish their college at an earlier age, some are working students. These are people who attend college but at the same time work. So, how will this now affect their career? Well, others will have to enroll few subjects every semester so that they can attend to their work. Even if they're just working part-time, sometimes they cannot enroll as full-time students. So what happens now? It will take more years for them to finish a 4-year or a 5-year course because they have to devote a part of their time to working. So sometimes they finish at a later time. So while their peers are already working, they are still enrolled, okay? Because as I've said, they're usually limited when it comes now to the number of subjects that they can enroll every semester since they are uh, working. But being a working student can also help us start our career at an earlier age. Again, being a working student can actually help us begin our careers at an earlier age. So, for example, I have students because I teach in the tertiary level. Okay, I teach college students. So, I have students who worked in the BPO industry while they were going to school, while they were in college. And they continued to do so even after graduation. So if we are going to go back to what I mentioned earlier about staying in a job for 3 years and some would already consider that a career, then we these people who've been working in the call center or the BPO industry even before graduation have already started working out on their career path. So some of them continued to work in call centers even after graduation, and some of them even moved up the organizational ladder immediately after graduation. So from being mere agents, okay, to becoming or to be then they became they started to be promoted to a higher position after graduation because now they're qualified. Because if the basic requirement is for you to have, let's say, a bachelor's degree, okay, they already have a bachelor's degree. If one of the basic requirements would be experience, well, they already have had their experience because they've been working even while they were studying. So they're already qualified. So again, they start their career earlier than everybody else. Sometimes students begin with some people begin with their career at a later age. Why? Some of them drop out of school. They don't get to finish their degree earlier than expected, or they don't get to finish their degree as expected. Why? Some of them may have some financial problems, so they have to stop. They cannot really continue with their work yet. But this can also be the reason why they also begin with their career at an earlier age. So again, I have experienced this as a teacher. I have observed that there are some students who just drop from school. They don't attend anymore. Then later on you'll find out they're already working. And since they're already working, sometimes they find it difficult to go back to school as a full-time student. Why? They're enjoying their work already. for many different reasons. And so I know of some people who have not finished their degree but have started working on their career at an earlier age and now are very successful. I'm not saying that you guys should not finish your bachelor's degree because their experience may not be the same as yours. So at this point, more or less, we have already a clear picture as to the differences when it comes now to age as a factor in the different career stages. Okay, so the first stage in the career stage is exploration. So for some literature, some authors they claim that this typically happens between the ages 21 to 25. Again, 21 to 25, typical age range for exploration. But this may not be true to everyone. Okay, as I have mentioned earlier, some begin the exploration stage earlier than 21. So, what happens during this time? We're trying now to look for career prospects. Okay, we're trying now to look for career prospects. So this may start even at that point when we are deciding now for a course that we are going to take in college. That's probably part of your exploration stage already, especially if you already have an idea about what you want to happen after graduation. So it's very important to educate our young students, especially those who are in uh, high school. We have to educate them about career so that as early as when they are planning, as early as when they are thinking about what course to take, which school to go to, more or less they have an idea, why am I going to take this course? Is this the path that I would really want to take? So that even before they step foot on the university, they already have an idea, why am I enrolling in this university? Can it help me achieve my career goals? Well, just my thoughts. Because usually I hear that career is discussed in college, which I think is a bit late already, because you have to talk about career among high school students because they are the ones who are at that age who are still confused. Okay, they're still at that age that they are confused about what course to take. They're easily influenced by so many things like parents. How many of us here took a course because their parents said so? But it was not really something that they wanted. It was just something that their parents wanted, right? Some of us took a course because it was the course of many of our classmates. So we just wanted to join them. We don't want to get left behind. Okay. Maybe feedback from teachers. Maybe we took a course because our teacher said, you will make a good teacher. So that got stuck in your head, and when you were looking for a course to enroll in college you remembered what your teacher said, that you will make a good teacher, so you enrolled in the college of education. So these are things that can influence you while exploring a probable career. Now, ma'am, how about for those who already have finished a degree and are in search for a job? So they're still in that process of exploration. Well, that's the reason why many of our young people nowadays they usually associate this with the millennials and even the generation after the millennials. Many find it easy to shift from one career to one job to another They find it easy to transfer from one company to another. They find it easy to move from one type of job to another type of job. So that also now affects the career, okay, that an individual chooses for himself. So for some, it may even extend beyond 25 years old. That's why I said, though typically they'll say exploration is between the ages 21 to 25, it could actually be earlier than 21, or it could even be later than 25. The next stage is establishment stage. So, this is typically within the age 25 to 35. 25 to 35. So, you now have a job. Others are probably looking for a job. They're still probably looking for a job. Uh, Others probably have just entered an entry level position, usually entry level position. Although if you have the experience already and of course good educational background, some will probably be targeting already mid-level positions in the organization. And it is in this particular stage that you are already trying to know more about your current situation. You're learning more about the organization. You're learning more about the job. So this is where career development really uh, starts. At this point, the realities of your job start to replace your expectations, right? Sometimes you compare your expectation versus reality. I'm sure you're familiar with that. Even on social media, we get to see those posts about expectation versus reality. So the same thing is true for establishment. At this stage, you're already comparing the realities of your job versus your expectations about that job when you were still in the process of exploring. So since you see differences, okay, between your real experience and actual experience, this may now bring about some uncertainties, doubts. Okay, there may be some how do you call this? There may be some anxiety. Okay, why? Again, because what you see now and what you've been expecting before are not the same. Okay? But this is also a time when we get now to encounter new experiences. We get to meet a lot of new people. Okay? And somehow this will now bring about some excitement in a new phase of our life. So at this point, since we are now trying to develop and improve our skills, it is important, therefore, for us to look for opportunities that are available. Okay, any opportunity available to help us develop and enhance our skills, that would be one. It will also be very important to find a mentor in your profession. I always emphasize this to my students, especially the graduating students. I also emphasize this when I handle first year classes, that they have to find a mentor. Okay? This mentor will somehow help them, okay, when it comes now to their career. So when they have to ask for advice, when they have to ask for guidance, then there's a mentor that they can go to, okay, to talk about their career plans, their career goals. Okay, so it will help. if we can find a mentor. What else? Let us be open to comments, suggestions. We have to be open minded when it comes to performance evaluations. Remember, this is a time when we're now trying to establish a career. So it's important that we're ready. And part of that is knowing where improvement is needed. So when our boss tells us we need to improve on our communication skills and we think he is correct, that we really need to improve on our communication skills, then let's go for training. Okay? Let's try to look for any activity that can help us improve on our communication skills. This is also a time when many of us will probably be pursuing, let's say, certifications. Okay. If there are licenses needed to pursue your career, this is that time. Okay. So I remember many of my students have been taking certification tests. Okay. Let's say, for example, certification to become a certification for they go or they undergo through the process to become certified human resource associates, or they go through the process of training and taking uh, tests for them to become for them to get a national certification to become bookkeepers and many others. So this is that particular stage when we try to pursue or do those things again for the benefit of our career. And then we go through the process of mid-career. So at this point, okay, our participants probably have an idea already as to what stage they are currently at. Okay, they're already aware, or I hope that you are currently reflecting as to what stage you are currently in. Maybe this was not really important to us before, but now we realize maybe it's time for me to identify which stage am I in, so that I can also look for the best training or activity that can help me improve in my chosen career or chosen field of specialization. So, mid career, usually they say it's between the age 35 to 45. 35 to 45. So, some would say at this point, people already consider that they have achieved already career stability. Others will probably say that they already have achieved career stability, or they are still in the process of career progression. Some of them probably are in the process of transitioning into new profession or new field. Again, this will depend on a lot of things, okay? The situation we are in, what is allowed in our country, or the opportunities available in our country. For example, some may be at this particular stage where they want to transition into a new profession, but let's say opportunities are scarce, or there are some factors that limit us into shifting to another career, right? So let's say, for example, some may be thinking, I want to transfer in this particular field, or I want to transfer in this particular career or company, or I want to shift to another job. But when you look into the requirements, you probably don't qualify. Usually, the problem is age. So at this point, 35 to 45, if this is really the typical age range for people who are in their mid-career, it might be quite difficult already to be looking for a new job at this point, especially here in the Philippines. Although in other countries they can shift to other professions or careers in their lifetime, uh, because there's really not much issue regarding age factor. Although there may be some issues concerning age, but not really as a limitation for many people to shift from one uh, course to, or one work to another. So for example, at this point, should I want to move to the bank, let's say after having been in the university for many years, let's say at this point I realize I wanted to work in a bank, but I might not be able to move to the bank anymore. Many of the positions available now in the banks in the Philippines, usually the age requirement would be up to the age of 30 or 32. Okay, especially for non-managerial positions, they want those who are younger. So I might not be able to qualify, even if my background, even if one of my uh, majors in college was banking and finance, I might not be able to land in a banking job. Okay, because most of the banks require a certain age. I might not even qualify as a manager. Okay, why? Because after all this time I've been working in the university, I have never really experienced working in a bank except when I had my practicum back in college. Okay, so I'm not qualified anymore. So that's the idea here. No? You wanted to transition to another profession or field, but you probably are not qualified, or there may be some limitations. Others say that this is the stage where people have already reached the peak levels of productivity. Okay? They have reached already the peak levels of productivity. So what can we do at this point in time? So we can, well, for some, what they do is to evaluate their job satisfaction. Notice that many studies where job satisfaction is involved, it would usually involve people who are in their uh, mid-career level. Because this is a time also when some people already realize that their satisfaction in their job starts now to decline. If there are positions in the organization that you qualify, that where you will qualify, and these are positions that will provide greater challenge and greater responsibilities, then take advantage of them. Again, if there are opportunities, okay, for positions in the company, available positions in the company that will now provide greater challenge and greater responsibilities, you have to take advantage. Okay? Why? Because if you're going to do the same things over and over, you'll probably start getting bored at this point in time, especially if it's something that you've been doing for a very long period already. If it's something you've been doing for many years already, you'll start to get bored. So it's important to look for uh, more tasks, more challenging tasks. Okay? So if there are available positions, then that's what we are going to do. And then comes what we call now the late career. So this is typically, again, I've mentioned already earlier, for those who've been, for those who were able to join us um, since the beginning of my presentation. Okay, the age may not be the same for everyone, but then again, for late career, it's usually between the age 45 to 55. Okay, that's typically the age range for those who are in their late career. So, presuming that you progress already from your or through you pass through the mid career stage already, then the late career stage would be the best time for you to have a less demanding work environment. Again, that's easier said than done. It may not be true to everyone. It may not apply to everyone depending on which organization you are in. Okay? Some organizations understand that at this particular stage, you're better off in a less demanding work environment. Other people, on the other hand, may initiate now. Okay, they will now decide and probably look for opportunities available where the work environment may be less demanding. So some people who probably still want to work but do not want a very demanding work environment start looking for opportunities for, let's say, part-time work or part-time status, no, being in a part-time status. So I have some colleagues in the field of education who at an earlier age, not necessarily waiting for the retirement stage, usually in their late career, uh, they ask permission from their respective schools to deload them, meaning they'll be given lesser subjects to teach. So they're still teaching, but they're still teaching, but not as many subjects as they did in the past. So some do that. Okay. Others opt to work uh, for a few hours. So if their companies allow them flexi working schedule, then that's what they do. Others leave their profession and then start a new career or start a career doing something related to what they've been doing for a very long time. Like, let's say, for example, they might have left the profession, okay, but they are still acting as consultants. From time to time, they accept opportunities or invitations for them to become speakers. So, in a way, they're still working. It's still related to their career, but they're no longer working as much as they did in the past. But then again, there are still those who, even after reaching the late career stage, are still working really very hard the way they did when they were younger. So I'm sure you have observed that in your respective fields. So, for example, in the government, I have observed that many government employees work as hard as they've been working 10 years ago, 20 years ago, because they don't have any choice, especially for people who are planning to leave the profession or their occupation once they reach the age of retirement. So in the Philippines, okay, again, that's by the way another factor to consider, the age of retirement. So 60 in the Philippines. Although those who are working in the government can retire at the age of 65, some companies offer attractive early retirement packages to encourage their employees to retire as early as 35 years old. I have a former student who took advantage of a very attractive offer given to him by the bank where he worked for 10 years. Okay, he worked for 10 years in that bank, and then the bank offered him an early retirement package, and he took that. So he actually retired at a very young age. Okay. So when you retire if you retire at an earlier age, you can always look for another career that you might want to venture into. Okay, in his case, after working in the bank for 10 years and after getting that um, early retirement option, he opened his own business. So he pursued a different line this time. So from being a bank personnel to becoming the owner of his own business. But he is not yet in his late career. That was why I was telling you earlier, it depends now on the situation that we are all in. So in his situation, he has not yet reached his late career, okay? But he has retired at an early age and has tried a different field. So when we are already in our late career stage, this is also a time when we start developing interest outside of work. Our attention is captured by other interests outside of work. For many of my colleagues, I have observed that they have developed interest in gardening. They have developed an interest in gardening, especially during the pandemic when many of us teach from home. So there is time, no, for them to spend for interest that they have recently developed. So for others, it was gardening. Others began developing interest in biking. Many of my colleagues in the school where I am teaching have developed interest in biking. In fact, they invested in good bicycles for them to, uh, go with friends, co-workers, or biking groups. And these are people who are also in their late career. For some people, they become more active in, let's say, for example, social civic activities. So once they reach their late career, they start becoming more active in social civic activities. So that's also a good way of giving back to our community, especially if you were not able to do it in the past. So some also start to do that. Others, at this point, because they know that they're well educated, they have already improved on their skills. They also offer mentorship programs. So when they reach their late career, although being a mentor doesn't have to start when you're already in your late career, okay? If you think you are qualified enough to mentor someone even at a younger age, not necessarily reaching late career, then that would be very helpful. But of course, for those who have reached their late career, they're very much reliable at this point, right? Considering their experiences, their their educational background, okay, and everything makes them now a more reliable and trustworthy mentors. Others just accept invitations for, speakership, and many others. Many of the people I know at this point have become consultants. They focus already on offering consultations. And the last stage, okay, is usually between the age 55 to 65. This is the age of decline. In some books, the term they use here is late career. Late career. That's usually the term used in other books. But in other books, they use the term decline. So after finishing a solid career, having been in the workforce for many years, this is the time for some to now consider retirement. But then again, retirement depends on certain factors like what is the age of retirement in your countries. As I've said, here in the Philippines, it's 60 in the private sector and then 65 in the government. although retirement age may not be the same depending on your profession. There are some professions where the retirement age must be younger than 60 because of the nature of work. There are also some professions where they're allowed to work even up to the age of 70, again, because of the nature of their work. Okay? So it really depends. So in your country, what is the retirement age? Then that becomes now the decline stage. So for some people, what do they do? So just like what I've mentioned earlier, they become consultants. Others, they work part-time. Like there are still some schools, for example, that hire those that are uh, those that have reached the age of retirement, or even those who are already past the age of retirement. They are still hired to teach part-time. So of course, because they have uh, proven themselves as, good educators, they have the experience, they have the educational background, okay, and they're really good in their teaching profession. So sometimes even after the age of 60, you still see them in school teaching. Well, others who prepared for their retirement at an earlier age, others who have prepared for retirement at an earlier age retire at an earlier time. And at this time, instead of looking for part time work, they just simply enjoy their retirement. That's why it's also important, no? At a certain age, you have to already consider retirement. Don't consider preparing for retirement when you're already approaching the retirement age. You have to begin early. So if you want to enjoy your retirement, then you can do so if you prepare for it earlier. Because sometimes the reason why some people still continue to work even when they have reached the age of retirement is because they're not financially ready yet to leave their work. So, if there are opportunities at this point where we can still continuously learn, then that's what we do. And it's important that at this point also we socialize with friends, with family. Okay. Maybe at this point we can also share our knowledge uh, to other people, to the society, to our community. Okay. Learning never ends. Okay, that's why at this point, even if let's say some of you here are already approaching that decline stage, do not worry, there's still something that we can do, even if we reach that particular stage. So, after decline, it says here, our journey through life continues. It doesn't end when we retire. Okay? It's a matter of knowing what else can I do even after retirement. Are there other things that I can do even after retirement? So our journey through life continues and we continue learning in the process. So we may be out of work already because we have retired, but our journey through life continues. So these are my references. I believe the materials are made available for everyone to use. Okay. And I would like to thank everyone for joining me in this session. So I would like to give back the floor uh, to our MC facilitator.
Thank you so much, ma'am Ruby, for sharing your knowledge with our participants. And uh, I can explain that you just share every single point about the topic that we need to know for our career management and development. And I'm very happy to have you here. And I have learned a lot from your presentation, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And we have already question from our participants in our comment box. So we will pick those questions in our QA session after the quiz competition. So in that time, please stay with us and enjoy our quiz competition.
Thank you,
Thank you so
Nasreen.
thank you so much. Okay, so it's time for quiz. My dear lovely audience, get ready for the quiz segment. I've already shared the quiz code. The code is IGP. You can directly go to Slido, www.slido.com. Give the code and use your full name because it will be print in the winner certificates. And there is two another way to join in our live quiz segment. One is we will share the link in our comment box. You can click the link and join with us. Also, the QR code that will flash when you start our quiz competition program. You can see the QR code. You can scan it, and just that is very easy way to join in our live quiz segment. Also, if you download the Slido apps in your mobile, that will be very easy to participate in this competition. Yes. So I'm requesting all of our participants, please mention at least your five friends in our comment box and invite them. Invite your colleagues right now who are watching this. Okay, and after this short video, we will start our live quiz competition. And after the quiz, we will come back with our honorable speaker in our Q session. So in that segment, you can ask the question you want to know the answer from our speaker. So get ready also with your question. After the short video, we will come back. So don't forget to like, share, and mention your friends in our comments. All right, so we are right now in our live quiz competition segment. My dear lovely audience, you can find the joining link in our comment box. So click it and join with us. And the code is IGP that is already flashed on the screen. Also, you can scan the QR code that is shown on the screen. Okay, so right now we have 39 participants who have joined with us. Thank you so much for joining with us. And today, top 10 will be awarded with quiz completion certificates in this segment. And after the quiz, we have Q&A with our honorable speaker. And then in the end of our program, we will share the international webinar code. So you have to stay with us till the end of our program to collect your code for the certificates. And just note one thing that there is no relation between the quiz completion certificates and the international certificates, international webinar certificates. Yes. All right. So right now we have 44 participants. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining with us. Okay, so we will start our live quiz competition within a minute. So invite your friends and hurry up. And we have 10 questions for this quiz competition. Okay, so let's start our live quiz competition. So here is the first question that is flashed on your screen. What is a career? A professional work in a specific field, or option number two, a short-term job. You have 10 seconds left to answer your question. All right, the right answer is option number one, and all four participants got the correct answer. Congratulations. Okay, so in our first round, we have Sir Tavis of France leading on top, following Ma'am Mohapi Malevo, Ma'am Charlene Kalahamaguchi, Sir Joseph Novelas Klitzer, and Ma'am Nancy Barotta. All right, so congratulations once again to all of our participants. Let's see the next question, question number two. Select the components of career development. Option number one, decisions about education, training, and career choices. Option number two includes skills such as self management. I think from our speaker, we have learned a lot about career development, so we'll be able to answer this question. Okay, so the right answer is option number one, and 87% of participants got the correct answer. Congratulations. All right, so we have Ma'am Mohapi Malifu leading on top in this second round. Calling Sir Tebusa France, Ma'am Charlene Kalamaguchi, Sir January Sini, and Sir Carolina Smiro. All right, moving to next question. What is a career ladder? Option number one, the ability to communicate effectively. Or option number two, a series of jobs in which people can advance further. Right answer is option number two, and 87% of our participants get the correct answer. Congratulations, Sir Tobias of France. You are leading on top. Calling, we have Sir Benguis Julu. Okay, followed by Sir January Cindy, Sir Alex Xavier Alvarez, and Ma'am Maria Jada Salina Dita. Congratulations, those answered correctly. Moving to next question, question number four. What does Career Launch offer? Option number one, intensive literacy and numeracy, and option number two, health and safety. Correct answer is option number one, and 90% of all participants answered correctly. All right, here is our leaderboard, and there is no change in this round. Okay, moving to next question. Which of these career event management areas could over a Halloween party for 4H donors? Option number one, non-profit, and option number two, private or personal. Okay, the right answer is option number one, that is non-profit, and 56% of our participants got the correct answer. Congratulations. Here is our leaderboard, and we have Ma'am Charil and Alan Infante leading on top, following Ma'am Leah Fortuna, Ma'am Maria Jane Salina D10, Ma'am Jeneline Borja Mandave, and finally Ma'am Jeneline Villa Resurrection. All right, moving to next question. Question number 6. What are the skills needed to improve your career? Option number one, communication and teamwork, and option number two, negative attitude. And you have few seconds left to answer your question. The correct answer is option number one, that is communication and teamwork, and all of our participants got the correct answer. Lovely. Congratulations, everyone. Okay, so we have again Ma'am Charil and El Infante, followed by Ma'am Maria Jane Salina Ditan, Ma'am Janeline Borja Mandave. We have Ma'am Leah Fakunla and Ma'am Jeneline Villaresurrection. So congratulations once again. Let's see the next question, question number 7. Which is not an example of a finance career? Option number one, regional manager, and option number two, accounting. Okay, so let's see the correct answer. That is option number one, and 85% of our participants got the correct answer. Congratulations. Okay, so we have right now Ma'am Janeline Borja Mandale leading on top in this one. Okay, following Ma'am Charlotte and El Infante, Ma'am Cristina Vidal Rosario, Ma'am Maria Jindal Salina Ditan, and Ma'am Jeneline Wheeler Resurrection. Congratulations, those answered correctly. Okay, moving to question number 8. Which is not an example of general management? Option number one, director, and option number two, merchandising. The right answer is option number two, and 73% of our participants got the correct answer. That is merchandising. Congratulations. All right. We have Maria Jane Salina Ditan leading on top in this round 8. Okay, we have Charla and El Infante following Jeneline Wheeler Resurrection, Sir January Sini, and Ma'am Saila May and Villanova. All right, so congratulations once again. Moving to next question, question number 9. What is the definition of career planning? Option number one, consists of activities and actions you take to achieve your individual goal, or option number two, is not the combination of structured planning in your professional career. And you have 6 seconds left to answer your question. The right answer is option number one, and 89% of all participants get the correct answer. Lovely. Let's see the leaderboard. Okay, once again, we have Maria Jandal lead Salina Ditan, following Ma'am Cheryl and Alan Fande, Ma'am Jeneline Villa Resurrection, Ma'am Sherilyn Kalamaguchi, and Ma'am Saila May and Villanova. Alright, so we have lost one more question left, and then we will have our top 10 quiz competition winners name. The question is, what is the definition of time management? This is very important in our career development. Time management. Option number one, the ability to use your time effectively and productively. Option number two, the process of planning and exercising conscious control of time. The time is up. The correct answer is option number one, and 86% of our participants got the correct answer. Great. Congratulations, those answered correctly. All right, so let's see our leaderboard. I'm very excited to see our top 10 quiz competition winners. Congratulations, Ma'am Charilyn and Infante. You are on top. Congratulations, ma'am. Okay, we have Ma'am Maria Jana Selena Dita. Spot on second, Ma'am Gina Lynn Wheeler Resurrection, spot third, Ma'am Sherilyn Kalamagachi, spot on fourth, we have Ma'am Nancy Borotil, spot fifth. Let's see the spot name. We have Ma'am Sir John Hirasini, spot six, Ma'am Sheila Farida, placed seven, we have Sir Davis of France, placed eight, Sir Michel Chikesser, place 9, and it's a new participant's name, Sir Jimbo, place 10. Alright, so congratulations to our top 10 quiz competition winners. Okay, give a virtual clap for our top 10 winners, everyone. Thank you so much for your participation in this segment. And I hope that you will have fun and learn a lot from this competition. Yes. So now we will proceed to our next session, that is QA. So before that, let me tell you that you will find your winner certificates from our Facebook official page. We will post it after the program. So don't forget to collect it and give a comment that you are very happy to be a part of it. So, dear participants, get ready with your question to ask our honorable speaker in our Q&A session. And after the Q&A, we'll share the international webinar code. So you have to be with us to get your code for your certificates. Yes, enjoy this short video. And before that, don't forget to tag, share, and mention your friends in our comment box. Enjoy this video. Hello, ma'am. Once again to our Q&A session. Okay, I'm just searching that previous question from our participants in our comment box. It was from Ma'am Isaiah. I don't know where it is. Okay, she asked that when you share your topic late career, she asked that late career is from which age?
Okay, so for from some authors, they say that late career is typically within 45 to 55 years old. 45 to 55 years old, usually within that age range.
Thank you so much. Okay, another question from Emily Q. And why is it that merchandising is not an example of general management?
I think that's for the quiz. I was not the
Oh
one who
yes,
did the
yes,
quiz.
yes, yes.
Yeah.
We will skip it. We're skipping it, and we are waiting for more questions from our participants. So, dear participants, dear knowledge seeker, if you want to ask any question or queries to our speaker, please write down in our comment box. We're still waiting. You have shared about this, when you sharing your presentation. You said that there is a few chance to change uh, profession in Philippines. So I
Yes.
want to know more about it. Why not? Why not? Why there is less opportunity?
Usually, it's a problem when people already reach their later age. When you are younger, it's easier to move from one profession to another. But once you reach a particular age, like 40 and up, it's quite difficult already to shift to another. Not totally impossible, but not easy for many.
But I have a question that if you want, we can do business, right? Because in
Yes.
pandemic, most of people are doing online business.
Yes, that's correct. For many, what they do is to supplement whatever source of income they have. Like for example, their full time job. Others also do business on the side. For others, they work first, and then while working, they try to save up enough money. Then they later on start a business and then leave their full time job and concentrate on their business. That's also a very good way of shifting from one career to another.
Okay, I have another question, but before I'm picking this question, it's from Sir Compass. Why do we need a career plan?
Okay, so it's important to have a career plan. This is probably an old adage, and we might have heard this several times already in the past. But now I reiterate, and that's my answer for your question. Someone said, if you fail to plan, sorry, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. So it's important to really have a career plan. Your career plan will direct you towards the achievement of your goals.
But sometimes it's become when we planned for our career, but there are some barriers like financial problem or supporting problem, family support problem. So in that time, what should we do? What can we do for our career?
Right, that's correct. Sometimes there are barriers. That's why we cannot really pursue our plan. Personally, I have experienced that also. Like I already have a clear career plan when I was in high school, but of course, due to some uncontrollable factors, like let's say for example, of course, you have to follow what your parents will tell you. So my parents said, "No, don't take that course." So I took another course, so I had to somehow revise my
That
plan. So I
yes,
guess
that
what's important here is to look for solutions to the problem and do not let that problem stop you from achieving your goals.
that mean we should always be prepared for second option. We should always take,
Yes,
ready for.
always be prepared. Right. That's correct.
Okay, so I want to know another thing that when we study in about in on like right now I'm studying on psychology. So sometimes when we studying our study on based on one subject, but when we going to finish that course, we feel that this is not for me. I'm not interested in right now. So in that time, uh, should we cannot change the plan because we already selected, we already in the end of the course. That moment, uh, what can we do for our mental peace? It's really important to me.
Yeah, I understand that also because there are many. I have a lot of friends who have experienced that. So sometimes we don't have any choice at that point when we are trying to choose a course, for example, in
Mhm.
college. Whatever the situation we are currently in, that's what influences our decision. Later on, however, we may realize that this is not the path that I would like to take, and so in the end, you choose whatever path makes you happy. And what's really important here is whatever path you choose, you always make yourself. You always have to keep yourself ready. So, like in my case, for example, I'm in the teaching profession, but it's something that I have never even planned. It was something that I have never even dreamt of. In fact, when I was younger, I didn't even think about being a teacher. It was far from my plan. But after graduation, when the offer was given, I just said I wanted to take advantage of the opportunity available. And after that, I just found myself um, looking for opportunities to improve myself more so that I can become an effective teacher. Again, it was something I never planned. But once I was there, I just thought, I'm here, so I might as well
I
be the
think
best that I can be.
I think that your students are blessed to have you as a teacher because I have seen a comment from our comment section that your students here they are commenting that they are very proud to have you as a teacher.
Yeah, I saw one of the comments. Yes, one of our audience was my student in graduate school. He's now based in Thailand, and yeah, thank you.
Okay, I think there's no more question from our participants, and I would like to share that I'm very happy to have you here, and we are very proud to have you here, as the way you share your presentation, very calm, very smoothly. That was just I was just like listen and listen. It shouldn't be end here.
Thank you. I'd be happy to grant any request if there will be any opportunities again to speak for IGP. I'd gladly
Yes,
accept.
I'm really looking for another program with you. Thank you so much once again, Nanburi, for coming in our platform and sharing your knowledge and your experiences with our participants. Thank you so much. Do you want to share any message for our participants for us?
Now, I would just like to say thank you to everyone. Thank you to everyone who participated in today's session. I really appreciate it. And to IGP, again, if there's any opportunity that would be available and I am free, for example, then you always have my yes.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, please. I just want your email ID if you want to share with our participants in our chat box.
Sorry, what was that?
I just want to want your email account, mail account.
Email account, email account.
Yes, yes, yes.
Where can I?
You can share
I
in chat box.
I actually flashed earlier some. Yeah. Okay.
So I will take a picture of it.
So I am sharing this.
Here.
Sorry. It's on the last page. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
So here are my contact details. Wherever you're active. So if you're active on Facebook, there's Facebook. If you're active on Instagram,
Yes, I have picked a picture of it. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much once again,
thank you again.
and have a great day.
Thank you.
All right, so we are moving to our next segment, that is certification process. So after the short video, we'll come back and don't go anywhere. Just wait for the code. Okay, so now we are in our certification process. The program name is Career Management and Development. The code is IGP5521. Let me tell you once again, the code is IGP5521. You can take a screenshot or you can note down the code. And without this code, you are not eligible for certificates. With code, you can claim your certificates anytime from our website. Okay, so without an account on our website, you can visit, but you cannot do anything functionally. So visit our website. Our website address is www.careermanagement.com. eduigp.com. Visit our website, collect your ISO verified certificates, and don't forget to celebrate with IGP. You can also uh, okay, so dear participants, to our quiz competition winners, you can get your certificates, quiz competition certificates from our Facebook page. After the program, we will post it. So don't forget to collect also your quiz competition winner certificates. All right, so thank you once again to all of our participants still now waiting patiently with us and attending this live session. You're welcome, sir. Okay, so thank you once again to all of our participants, and please stay with us like this with IGP. And I'm inviting to all of you to our next session. Till then, stay happy and safe wherever you are right now. I'm Nasrunisha signing right now. Have a great day to all of you. Thank you.